past, when teams have thrown a zone unexpectedly at Iowa State, it's taken them a couple of possessions to kind of recognize what's going on and get into their stuff. I like how quickly they recognize what they were doing, and obviously they get the nice layup there to Enaruna, but that's something that, as the season progresses for these guys, being able to recognize what the defense is throwing at you a little bit quicker is going to help them out.
Free throws for Jashawn Corbett, freshman from Kissimmee, Florida. Rims out. Interesting connection. There's a couple of West Oaks Academy players on the Chicago State team, which is an academy down in the Orlando area. Jared Gillian, the Chicago State head coach's brother, is the head coach at West Oaks Academy. And several Florida natives on this roster, as Gillian was a Florida native himself and also coached AAU basketball in that region of the country. Thus replenished the roster very quickly for Chicago State. He makes one of two, does Corbett, and it's a 22-7 lead.
This is a lineup for the Cyclones. I'm kind of curious to see if they maybe go to this a little bit more. Jazz and Enaruna both on the floor. What it allows you to do is you have 5 guys that you can have play outside of the three-point line, but you still have the size that you don't necessarily have when you play small ball. That might be something that they go to more and more throughout the season to try to, again, keep the floor space but not give up the rebounding that you do sometimes when you play small.
This is a lineup that hasn't played really at all this year, but something Iowa State wanted to look at tonight. Another zone look for Chicago State. Kalsher in the paint, out to Jackson. Now Enaruna with the left hand again. 4 in a row for Enaruna.
Good to see him get it going a little bit. He's had to, the last couple of games, some shots around the basket, rim in and out, and I think Tristan has a lot of talent. I think when he starts to get that confidence going, you see the lights come on for him and you see a different side of him, and would love to see him have a nice performance tonight and carry that on into Baylor.
Brandon Betson, an acrobatic finish and the foul. Leading score for Chicago State, over 15 points per game.
Nice straight line drive, and you don't see the Cyclones give up many of those, so give him a lot of credit there. Gets a shoulder by Gabe, and nice acrobatic finish at the rim for the and one.
Called a foul on Grill, and Betson trying to convert the three-point play. Been in double figures every single game this year, has Betson.
Player that drives it as well as shoots 40% from the three, so multi-dimensional player.
Hunter checks in for Iowa State, runs the point. Grill. Hunter on the taller Corbett, rises and misses. Kuntz tips the rebound into the net, and it is Corbett winning the battle on the floor. Good hustle for Jashawn Corbett. Under 10 minutes left in the first half. Russian. And a 3 missing by Marble. Rebound to Enaruna. Rockington leading the way with 10 points for Iowa State. Kuntz is yet to attempt a 3 tonight. Rockington from 16, rattles out. Enaruna, high rebound, keeps it alive and lays it in. If he can do that, look
really
out.
Nice. Yeah, it's really nice zone offense by the Cyclones. Get it moving side to side. Get a guy into the free throw line. Nice mid-range jump shot, rattles in and out. But again, when that ball gets into the middle, the defense is going to break down and scramble, and now your offensive rebounders have a step advantage.
Rockington diving on the floor to get the steal. Over to Enaruna. He Euro steps and scores. Tristan Enaruna has 8 in a row.
I mean, Brockington just covered 15 feet of ground to beat that guy. That guy had a 5-foot advantage on him. Dives, gets the ball. That's your leading scorer, primary playmaker, leading by example that way. He has not gotten probably enough credit for how well he's played on a national level. I mean, Isaiah Brockington has been incredibly impressive the entire non-conference season.
Marble gets to the free throw line. Foul called on Kuntz is his second. This has been a fun group to watch. Enaruna at the 4 and Kuntz at the 5. And Scott, as Iowa State gets into Big 12 play, that versatility with the bigs. George Condon has been in foul trouble most of his career at Iowa State. therefore, it's important to have other guys that can play in the post.
Yeah, and with what they asked George to do on both ends of the floor, he's going to pick up fouls.
Yes.
We've talked about this before, about the right types of fouls that we want him to pick up. The attacking offensive glass, trying to erase shots at the rim. But yeah, when he's in foul trouble, I really like both of these guys on the court. We've even seen, they get the rebound and they can just dribble it up themselves if they're denying Tyrese. It just helps you get into your offense a lot quicker, and then because you can invert those two players inside or out, reversing the ball becomes much more easy because a lot of bigs aren't going to come out and try to deny them.
Hunter to Brockington, but it hits the backboard first. And Coons gets a block on the other end as he swats Russian, but a foul called. And that's the third on Jazz Coons. It's not Condit in foul trouble, but Coons. Rarely this year has he been in foul difficulty. Let's see what TJ Altenberger decides to do with 8:08 to play in the first half. And it will be Condit off the bench. Russian, one of the few holdovers for Chicago State. The Chicago native makes the first free throw. Corian Russian transferred from Idaho State, but he is right there in the Chicago area. He only played in 2 games last year before the season was canceled for the Cougars. And makes both free throws. Has been a leader on this team for Gerald Gillian. 28-12 Iowa State. Kalsher backs in the low right block over to Brockington from 17. And Aruna tips the rebound, and it is Condit saving it in off of Chicago State, but stolen by Russian. Chicago State hanging around, but has still struggled offensively, shooting just 23% from the floor.
Yeah, you can tell they're a little confused as far as what they want to try to get to. They're not exactly sure right now where to attack Iowa State. You see they're even there, it's a contested three. There's nothing either easy. There's no easy looks for them.
A foul called on Hunter, and that is the 6th team foul on Iowa State. Iowa State leads at 28-12. Defense. Look at this hustle by Brockington, leads to offense, and the layup from Enaruna. Cyclones by 16.
Why give a gift they'll never use? This season, give them one they can use again and again. After washes, of course. Show you care with underwear. Fruit of the Loom.
We can't help you perfect your pie crust or bake the world's greatest banana bread, but we can help you find the sweet spot between your everyday expenses and your retirement goals. With our guidance and insights, we'll help you put together a recipe for the retirement you want. At T. Rowe Price, we know retirement, not baking. Explore your options with our financial consultants today at troweprice.com.
This is your living room / yoga shanty / regional office / and this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home / vacation home. Find yours on the Verbo app.
Inspiration is out there. Go find it.
Hey,
Dad, I'm working.
what's the matter? You can't talk to your dad and work at the same time, huh? Is your new laptop not powerful enough?
Oh, it's powerful.
How about now? Huh? How about this?
Still good.
Breaking up. Break. Hey, you taking a break? I was just leaving you a message.
Want a laptop that has it all? That's Intel Evo.
You could try to bury us, but it ain't gonna happen.
Super Bowl 49.
You come from a king, you better kill the king.
10-year journey to reach back to the top.
Are you ready for a showdown in the Big Easy on Monday night? Are Tua and the Dolphins ready to stay red hot? Are the Saints ready to keep their playoff dreams alive? Are you ready?
Iowa State leads Chicago State 28-12, and Gerald Gillian has done a tremendous job of rebuilding this Chicago State team that hasn't had a winning record since 2009. Iowa State had an 18-game losing streak entering this year. Chicago State's losing streak was 28 games. It has gone 4-7, which is extremely impressive considering the last time Chicago State won 4 games in a year was 2017. And credit them for buying in, and it seems like Chicago State has the right man for the job in Gerald Gillian.
Yeah, when you go through that sort of a long extended losing streak, you know, coming into a new season with a new coach, you're just looking to see the fundamentals of good basketball and a good basketball program, organization, structure, discipline. And when you watch these guys play tonight and when you watch them play on film, even the games they're not winning, they look like a Division I program, and give him a lot of credit for what he's done turning this around so quickly.
Kauscher really looking to be a distributor tonight. Over to Brockington, left open from 17 feet. Rims in and out. Condit keeps it alive. George up top, no. And Aruna, a second chance, misses. Condit can't get a hand on it. Cyclones with several attempts.
And you like to see the activity level out of both Georgian and Aruna, though, even though that one didn't work out. I mean, they're above the rim, going after the offensive rebounds. That's an important part of this team's offense.
Rushing over to Betson. Kauscher's been all over Betson tonight. On the floor here, gets the steal, and then is tied up. Possession error to Iowa State. Gabe Kauscher and Isaiah Brockington have made life difficult for the Cougars.
They've led by example all year on the defensive end of the floor. I would say throw Tyrese Hunter in there as well. They're always the first guy on the floor anytime there's an opportunity for a loose ball. They guard incredibly well. You know, you can't give those guys enough credit for what they've done on the defensive end.
Betson came in averaging 15 points, and he's 1 of 5 from the floor with 2 turnovers. It's been Kauscher mainly. Brockington spent some time on Betson. Both are in the game right now. Another zone look for Chicago State. Hunter's been quiet up to Brockington, but it's deflected and stolen away by Corbett. Cougars want to run. It's an Alexander 3, and that goes. Dominique Alexander, 9th 3 of the season, and it's 28-15 Iowa State.
And if you're Chicago State, that's how you're going to get back into this one. It's going to be at the three-point line. You're not going to just drive Iowa State all night and be able to play with them that way. So Iowa State's done a good job of defending the 3 all year. Chicago State's got to try to take advantage and free up some open looks like that one tonight.
It's got another team that has given Iowa State his zone look, as here's the 3 by the lefty Alexander from Los Angeles.
Yeah, no, the teams are throwing this at them, and I think that Big 12 teams will take note of this. I don't anticipate Iowa State seeing a ton of zone when they get into conference play, but, you know, out of a timeout or, you know, you might see some situational zone until they prove that they know how to handle it, which tonight is the best that they've looked at facing it, in my opinion.
Condit at the free throw line to Grill. Grill at back up, long 2, and that goes. Caleb Grill has 5.
That's a shot 3 weeks ago he doesn't even attempt. You know, and that's where you talk about him hunting a shot, looking for opportunities to get looks up. You know, he needs to push the envelope. Take good shots, obviously, but when he gets a half of a step, he needs to fire up and expect to make those like he did there.
Second foul on Hunter, and Chicago State is in the bonus. The shot clock winding down, but Grill just looks more assertive anytime he comes on the floor.
He does. His foot, you can just tell by watch his feet. His feet are much more ready to shoot when he catches the basketball, and I think he's getting more and more comfortable with what his role is on this team. Coming off the bench can be tricky. It takes a little bit of time, and you don't always get the luxury of being able to, you know, find the game flow for 4 or 5 minutes, and you can tell he's made those adjustments and playing good ball for them.
Alexander gets the free throw. Had a huge game in the win for the Cougars at IUPUI. 17 points and 7 rebounds for the 5'10 guard. He's brought some punch off the bench. Spent 2 years at Compton College before coming to the Midwest in Chicago. And Alexander has 5 points, the lead at 30-17. Hunter on the bench with 2 fouls. Kuntz on the bench with 3 fouls. Alexander bodies up Jackson. Kalsher. And the ball stolen away by Russian. Chicago State on the run out. Russian lays it through. And a timeout for Iowa State. A run put together for Chicago State as it trailed by as many as 18 points, now just down to 11, and TJ Otzelberger not real happy. Voices his displeasure with the timeout. Credit Gerald Gillian's Chicago State Cougars.
Yeah, that's 5 points off of turnovers now in the last couple of minutes here to help get them back into this game. And, you know, we talk about different ways that Chicago State can try to get to a number like 65 or 70 tonight, which they would probably need to win this one. And, you know, turnovers and creating points off of turnovers, not having to go against Iowa State's half-court defense, that would be at the top of my list if I were them.
Chicago State has never defeated a ranked team. Iowa State into the top 10 this week at number 9, which is hard to fathom for where the season started 6 weeks ago. And Iowa State would currently be in the top 10, but it is well deserved. If you look at Iowa State's body of work with the impressive wins over Xavier and Memphis and New York City, winning on the road at Creighton, as well as the in-state game against Iowa, resume is very strong for Iowa State, but another turnover for Iowa State and Trey Jackson. And you have to wonder if the Christmas holiday is looming, and after getting that 18-point lead, Iowa State's lost some of its sharpness.
Yeah, this is as a player, you do take every game, you know, at face value, and you square up on it, and you give it everything you got. But in the back of these guys' minds, they know they're getting out of here after tonight for a couple of days. I'm sure they're excited to get home and see their families. But, you know, just look for them to kind of settle back in here. If they stop turning the ball over, I think that will alleviate a lot of the issues that they're having.
6th turnover of the game for Iowa State. Harris for Chicago State floats it up, and an offensive foul call. It's Trey Jackson taking the charge.
And I got to say, we've talked about Jazz and we've talked about Caleb coming off the bench. I've been extremely impressed all year with Trey Jackson. You know, a guy that doesn't get a lot of attention, but whether he's been asked to play 5 minutes or 20 minutes, depending on foul situations and whatnot, he's been ready when his number has been called. And I'm telling you, as a player, that was not always my strength. You know, if I only got 7 or 8 minutes, sometimes I just felt like I never got in the flow. He's been in the flow since every second he's been on the court.
Zone giving Iowa State a little bit of fits right now. Condit stripped free of the basketball. And Iowa State possession, 15 on the shot clock. Chicago State scrappy. 4 turnovers for Iowa State in the last 5 minutes. Rockington inbounds for Grill. Cyclones move it. 6 on the shot clock. Rockington has to go. 1-on-1. His 17-footer. Front rim, no. Condit another rebound, and he's fouled. Condit's been active in the paint. Just his 2nd rebound of the game, but has been a factor down there.
Yeah, if he continues to go to the offensive glass tonight, he's going to impose his will on this game. I don't think Chicago State has anybody that can keep him off there. You know, it hasn't worked out for him as far as being able to put him back in quite yet, but he keeps going. It's good things are going to continue to happen for him.
And this one stays with the Cyclones and takes us to another timeout. 4 minutes to play in the first half, and Iowa State led by as many as 18. It's only 11 here at Hilton Coliseum in this non-conference tune-up on Big 12 Now.
Wasn't me. You're never responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card.
This is your living room / yoga shanty / regional office / and this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home / vacation home. Find yours on the Vrbo app.
Love is a symphony. Love is a journey. Love is a roller coaster. Love is alive. To each their own love. The Vera Wang Love Collection, designed for Zales, the Diamond Store.
I missed the bus.
All right, I got you. Success is cherishing every important connection.
Hey, babe.
Hey. Did he miss the bus?
Yeah, but I was hoping he would.
The Lexus LS, designed to put your humanity first. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
What a wonderful day. All the luck in the world for me. That's the way I do it. Nothing to it. Wonderful day.
What makes my neighborhood great? The folk, the people, always finding a way. There's a lot of talent in these streets, all grinding for an opportunity. The court is where we push each other to grow, where lessons are taught. Because when we lift each other up here, we all get better everywhere.
And that's how you change the game for good.
I said that screen. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Get cheesy at Red Robin with our new cheesy bacon fondue. Some dip, some dunk, some douse. Dive in before it disappears.
Red Robin. Yum.
Back here at Hilton Coliseum, courtside with Scott Christopherson. I'm Brent Bloom. Cyclones by 11 over the Cougars, and turnovers being a factor. And Iowa State's forced a lot of turnovers this year, but it's actually Chicago State, Scott, that has more points off turnovers. Thus, they've been able to chip into this 18-point Iowa State lead down to 11.
Yeah, Chicago State, especially the last 4 minutes, has done a really nice job of making some adjustments defensively. Iowa State really had it rolling there for a few minutes, and then they've come out, forced 3 or 4 turnovers, and it's kind of helped them get this thing back to a manageable, 10-point deficit right now.
As Iowa State gets into conference play, I think the concern for the Cyclones would be lulls like this, only 2 points in the last 5 minutes. It's one thing if it's Chicago State, it's another when Baylor comes to town in 10 days.
Yeah, and Iowa State's defense has been steady all year. You haven't seen those 2 or 3 minute lulls, but offensively there's been times where they've looked spectacular, like we saw for, I think, about 8 minutes here.
Yes.
And then Chicago State throws a little zone at them, a look that they're not ready for, and it kind of befuddles them, and they have these 2 or 3 minute lulls where they just get a little bit stagnant. And yeah, to your point, I mean, when those sorts of things happen against a Baylor or a Kansas, it doesn't mean the game's over,
sure,
but they can turn that into a 10, 12-point run really quick if you're not careful. So that's, I think if I'm TJ, going into break before we get ready to play Baylor, how can we kind of clean that up and keep ourselves out of those sorts of lulls?
A layup for Corbett, and it's a single-digit game again, 30-21. This is a 6-0 run over the last 90 seconds. Kalsher double teamed over to Enaruna. Another Iowa State turnover. It's Corbett with the steal. And Iowa State coughing it up left and right. See the confidence starting to simmer for the Cougars. An offensive foul called on Chicago State as I say that.
In Iowa State here, I think offensively, this is where you need your point guard to say, hey, we need to have a good possession. Let's get us into something. Let's run it. If we get something off the initial action, great. But then off of that, let's get back to that flow that we had early in the game where the ball's moving from side to side, guys are cutting, and the basketball's getting into the paint. We're playing inside out.
Tyrese Hunter yet to score, only has 1 assist. The Iowa State orchestrator. Enaruna in the paint. And he scoops it up with the left hand. Enaruna's been great. He has 10 to join Brockington with 10. Now a steal by Hunter to Brockington. Oh my! Oh, it fell out. It went all the way in and then popped out.
You don't see that often. I swear that ball was halfway down, was it not?
It was. It was all the way down. Let me check that basket. Russian. And the shot misses, and
you just get the feeling that Brockington is going to have one that just brings the house down this game. I thought it was going to be there, and they were close.
Then a steal and a run out for Chicago State. Corbett attacks and scores in a foul. Deshaun Corbett after the steal by Kedrick Green. And what a sequence of events that was.
And Iowa State needs to be careful here. I mean, they're not taking good care of the ball. And you start giving a team like Chicago State a little bit of confidence and belief. The basket starts looking a little bit bigger for them. They think they've got you a little confused on the offensive end. You don't want to give a team life in a situation like this. You just want to put them away as quick and early as you can.
Second foul on Grill, and so also Iowa State's got some foul situations festering. And the missed free throw, and Iowa State just was late to get the rebound. TJ Altenberger is fuming on the sideline. Iowa State thought that was a two-shot foul. It was not, and allowed Chicago State to get another possession.
Yeah, the Cyclones, I think, are a little rattled right now. The turnovers have gotten to them a little bit. That's not being aware right there. They just, again, need to collect themselves and just kind of get back to what they were doing earlier in this game.
Harris on Jackson, and now Betson. Russian drives on Enaruna. He scoops it, no, and a foul on the rebound on Chicago State. Iowa State shoots free throws in the bonus. By Russian. And Corbett called for the foul. This is his first. And at the free throw line for Iowa State is Isaiah Brockington. Brockington 10 points, but just 3 of 9 from the floor. He's 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Coaching staff, the goal for Isaiah every game is to get at least 10 shot attempts. Sometimes for him, he needs to shoot more, kind of like Kuntz and Grill, where they need the offensive firepower to be aggressive.
And I would chart his paint touches, both him and Tyrese Hunter, and look for those guys to get 10+ paint touches as well. Yes, I mean, he's a guy that needs to shoot the ball double-digit times. He can't get enough mid-range open looks or looks at the rim as far as I'm concerned, but I think what they can do is make other players around them better by breaking the defense down. And as we alluded to, now these shooters are starting to knock down shots, and defenses have to stick a little closer to them. That's where they can really make this offense go, is by getting the ball in and putting the pressure on defenses.
Brockington knocks them both down. Stops a run of turnovers for Iowa State at the very least. Cyclones with 9 turnovers in the game, and in the last 7 games have done a much better job of taking care of the basketball, but not tonight.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think this is just a lapse of concentration these last couple of minutes. I mean, we've just seen some things that have been very out of character for this team we haven't seen all year.
A renewed focus on the defensive end for the Cyclones on this possession. Alexander crosses over on Enaruna. Poked free by Enaruna. He dives on the floor. Alexander has to heave it. Makes a shot clock violation. Much better job for Iowa State, and Enaruna showing some quickness on the diminutive Alexander.
Yeah, Enaruna's been very active tonight, getting his hands on balls on the offensive boards. I was actually going to point out earlier, I don't know if I've ever seen a right-handed player be a better left-handed finisher than him. I mean, he hooks from 8-10 feet away. Yeah, you can tell he's comfortable getting his right shoulder into people, which is his strong shoulder, and then he's got a really nice touch with his left hand.
See if the Cyclones find him again. He's done damage in the paint. Kalsher to Enaruna. He's 2 for 4 from 3 this year, but almost turns it over. Foul called. Iowa State bailed out. Foul on Corbett is his second.
Yeah, Chicago State's playing a little bit more of a, they got 3 guys out at the perimeter, whether you want to call it a 3-2. It's kind of a mix between a 3-2 and a 1-3-1 from what I can see, but they're really trying to take away that pass that they're making, and they've gotten a couple of turnovers there. I think the Cyclones have got to make that recognize that. The guy on the guy in the perimeter that they're trying to pass to has got to come meet the ball and make that a shorter pass to take that passing lane away for them on defense.
Kalsher misses the front end. So with a minute left, it's an 11-point Iowa State lead. Appreciate you joining us tonight on Big 12 Now. Here's Brockington, a steal and a run out and a misses, a layup. It just cannot get a basket to go near the rim. Harris on Jackson. His floater is short, but tapped right to Russian. He throws one up. And Chicago State basketball. Nobody in this building has to be as frustrated as Isaiah Brockington. There's two of them now.
Yeah, he's had a lot of looks that he's knocked down, that throughout the year he's knocked down very consistently. But, you know, Isaiah's a mature player. He just needs to keep playing, keep taking what the defense gives him, being aggressive the way he is. Those are going to fall. I think one of the more underrated things about a great player is their ability to play through things when things aren't going their way. Shots aren't falling. You know, you miss a couple of easy layups. A lot of guys get frustrated and will kind of take themselves out of the game with the way they play. He's done a good job when he hasn't had a shot going, just continuing to do the things that that give him success, and I anticipate he'll do that again tonight.
Great defense by Hunter to shut off.
No annual fee on any Discover card.
This is your living room / yoga shanty / regional office / and this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home / vacation home. Find yours on the Vrbo app.
In the wilderness, fearless and human. Sauvage, the new elixir, Dior.
I'm going to play outside.
Be back before
it's dark, I know.
Experience amazing.
This is your home. This is your family room / gym. The guest bedroom / music studio. The day bed / dog bed. The living room / yoga shanty / regional office / classroom. And this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home / vacation home. Find yours on the Vrbo app.
Alabama, Cincinnati, Michigan, and Georgia. One of these teams will make believers of us all.
The Cowboys and Fighting Irish both have a lot left to prove in Phoenix. The PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, New Year's Day at 1 on ESPN.
Today is an opportunity to recognize the outstanding achievements of our Cyclone student athletes. This fall, we have 28 young individuals sitting in front of me earning either 1 degree, 2 degrees, 3 degrees, or a master's degree.
I know each and every one of you has your own unique story, but collectively, you are part of one of the most unique times as student athletes, probably the most successful academic and athletic group of student athletes we've ever had.
As you go out into your next adventure,
We hope that you take time to reflect on your Cyclone journey and remember the pieces that helped you achieve success so that when you face adversity, you can rely on the skills, the transferable skills that you gained through your sport.
This journey that we all have embarked on over the years has set the stage for our future destinations. Although my time at Iowa State is coming to an end, I'm forever grateful for the time I spent here in Ames. Once a Cyclone, always a Cyclone now has a new meaning for me. Thank you.
Very, very cool feature for our team for those fall 2021 graduates. And Scott, I know it really is a definition of a student athlete. You got your degree in finance from the Ivy College of Business. It takes a lot of work to balance what essentially is a full-time job to be a Division I college athlete with the high rigors of study.
Absolutely, very special accomplishment for all of those student athletes, and having done it, you really have an appreciation for the work that not only are they required to put on the court or whatever respective sport they play, but the work that they're putting in at a really nice academic institution and earning those degrees. That's a special moment for all of them.
Let's take a look quickly at the first half stats with Iowa State leading by 11. And Cyclones shoot it well, but the turnover's a problem. 9 turnovers, despite shooting over 50% from the floor. But defense is the hallmark for this team, and it continued to be in that first half.
Yeah, their half-court defense was outstanding. I think, in my opinion, what happened in the first half, they got up big, and I think they let their guard down a little bit. And I would be willing to bet TJ is probably letting them have it right now. As a coach, nothing will infuriate you more when you have a chance to put a team away and you let your foot off the gas. So look for the Cyclones to come out in the second half with a fire lit under them.
This is the 50th anniversary of Hilton Coliseum. We take you back to one more memory from 40 years ago.
On December 4th, 1980, freshman Ron Harris poured in a game-high 28 points, and Robert Estes and Lefty Moore joined him in double figures with 13 and 12 respectively as Iowa State beat Drake 74-72 and won its first game under legendary head coach Johnny Orr. The win was sweet, as Drake had won 7 of the previous 9 meetings, including a 21-point victory the season before. But Orr's team responded after a season-opening loss, and after the game, Moore credited Cyclone fans with keeping the team in the game as Drake led at the midway point of the second half. To this day, Orr sits at the top of Iowa State's career wins list with 218 victories in his 14-year tenure.
When the pandemic arrived, time stood still. But the innovators at Iowa State didn't. Their drive went into overdrive, developing models that track and forecast the virus, making data more accessible to scientists and doctors worldwide, collaborating to expand testing capacity for faster results, exploring a viral testing platform as portable as your phone. This is what a changing world needs. Innovation in overdrive.
This is your home. This is your family room / gym. The guest bedroom / music studio. The daybed / dog bed. The living room / yoga shanty / regional office.
How did you guys do it?
/ classroom. And this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home / vacation home. Find yours on the Vrbo app.
In the wilderness, fearless and human. Sauvage, the new elixir, Dior.
We can't help you with your passion for ceramics, or macrame, or wood carving. But we can provide you with relevant insights, focused guidance, and investing knowledge to help you shape the retirement you want. At T. Rowe Price, we know retirement, not crafting. Get insights for retirement investing today at troweprice.com.
Vivid Seats, your ticket to more tickets. So tell your friends you'll buy, because every 10 tickets earns you a reward credit for next time. Earn rewards with every purchase. Vivid Seats, life happens live.
Shop last-minute deals now at Target. Save on select toys and video games, kitchen appliances, beauty gift sets, and more. Now through December 24th at Target.
Welcome back to halftime at Hilton Coliseum. Iowa State leads Chicago State out of the WAC 34-23, along with Scott Christopherson. I'm Brent Bloom, and it was like first half of runs. Iowa State took control very early. Tristan and Aruna had a big first half with 10 points. Cyclones led it 20-4 at one point in that first half. Good offense, big up top to George Condit on the nice assist, but Chicago State hung around. It's a layup here by Iowa native Carlo Marble. How about this defensive play, Scott, by Isaiah Brockington, put it all on the floor?
Yeah, like I said when the game was going on, how far he came, he was not in a position to get that ball. And Iowa State, as a team, has done that all year. They've gotten the lion's share of the 50-50 balls, even ones that they probably weren't actually 50-50 balls. They still find ways to come up with one. It's been a hallmark of this team, and I think it's part of why the fans have really embraced them. They play the game in a really enjoyable way.
Threes by Kalsher and Grill as well, but Chicago State cut an 18-point lead to 11 at halftime, but Chicago State did not score in the final 2.5 minutes. Iowa State really clamped down on the defensive end. Well, one more great feature for you. There have been many memorable Cyhawk games here at Hilton Coliseum, perhaps not as much as this one from 2015.
On December 10th, 2015, in its annual rivalry game with Iowa, the Cyclones faced a 20-point second-half deficit. But as history has proven over and over again, no lead is safe with Hilton Magic in our corner. The Cyclones trailed 64-42 with less than 16 minutes remaining, but mounted a furious comeback to draw within one at 71-70. It looked like the Hawkeyes had regained control as they went ahead by 6 with 3:18 remaining, but Iowa State continued to chip away. Eventually, down just 1 point, it was time for Big Game Tay as Monte Morris floated in a runner with 9 seconds left to take the lead. Iowa's last shot bounced off the rim and out as ISU escaped with a win in one of the most memorable Cyhawk games in school history.
We want to see you stay safe and healthy.
We want you here cheering us on this fall.
So get vaccinated.
So get vaccinated.
So get vaccinated.
Follow health and safety guidelines and stay home if you're not feeling well.
Protect yourself.
Protect your family and your friends.
Protect all of us.
Protect all of us.
My message as a medical professional is simple. Please get vaccinated.
Get the shot.
Get the shot. Protect us all and let's get the shot.
Rain-X Premium Silicone Wiper Blades last 2 times longer than traditional wipers. If Rain-X Premium Silicone Wipers survive these conditions, clearly they'll last in yours. Rain-X, outsmart the elements.
New players, new coaches. It'll be must-see TV.
The College Football Playoff Semifinals, Friday, December 31st on ESPN.
We are the first independent intelligence agency. A Kingsman. And now it is time for us to kill. And kill. And kill.
Do you forget your manners?
Guilty as charged.
The Kingsman, rated R. Only in theaters this Wednesday.
This time, nobody knows. Has there ever been a time like this?
Put that on a poster!
When everybody has a shot? The hype is real. The hope is valid. Welcome to a new time. Anyone's time.
Are you ready for the first ever Week 18 season finale and for Wild Card Weekend to extend into Monday? Well, you better get ready.
What are we doing here?
Scotty, college athletes can get paid now, man. I'm going back.
Oh, don't go back. Repeat after me. Watch ESPN on Hulu Plus Live TV.
Watch ESPN on Hulu Plus Live TV.
Cash and checks, kid.
How cool was this on Sunday when Iowa State Wrestling hit the road to Humboldt to meet Purdue? Both head coaches, Kevin Dresser and the Purdue head coach, were natives of Humboldt, and Iowa State was victorious over the Boilermakers. Head coach Kevin Dresser's 200th career win. Sold out Humboldt's Coliseum for the Wildcats there. Neat David Carr, the All-American with a big pin. And the Cuban native was the Big 12 Wrestler of the Week. And Kevin Dresser, a warm reception. Man, I can only imagine if I was in high school at that level, seeing two powerhouse wrestling programs come to my high school. That's really neat.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that in the basketball setting. You know, if you had, two Division I programs come and play in a high school gym, I mean, indescribable.
Well done by everybody involved with that there in Humboldt. And it is an ever-changing landscape in college sports. We know about the Big 12 realignment. It has filtered down all the way through the WAC. And the WAC added 5 teams in 2021, but because of the 5 teams the WAC added, 4 of them in Texas, Chicago State said, we can't be the only team in the Midwest. We're out. And so Chicago State is leaving the conference after this year, and it does not know where it will end up. It could end up in potentially 4 other conferences. So the Missouri Valley, there's been some interest there. The MEAC, the SWAC is another option, or perhaps the Summit League, or Chicago State could just go independent again like they were years previous. But Chicago State, I don't blame them. When you're in Chicago and all the rest of the schools are in Texas and the West Coast, that's a grueling travel schedule.
Yeah, and most likely they don't quite have the budget that you do at an SEC or a Big 12 school to travel. So no, it makes sense that they would want to get out of that situation.
So the WAC currently with 13 schools, and 4 of those from the Southland this year. So it'll be interesting to see how that all filters out and where Chicago State ends up next year. A 3 is short by Betson and rebounded it by Iowa State. Just underway in the second half. Brockington. See how determined Iowa State is to open up.
Yeah, if I'm TJ, what I want to see is just us get locked back, or the Cyclones, get locked back in here.
Kalsher reverses it in.
Nice drive by Kalsher, but just come out with that intensity and focus that they have all year, and I think that good things are going to happen for them.
Kalsher with 7 points. Russian, blocked by Conant. Got a big hand on it. Iowa State controls and running. Hunter to Anaruna. Now to Kalsher from the corner. No. Ball tipped by Anaruna, kept alive and misses. And Anaruna right there with a room service look and could not convert.
No, but those are the sorts of second and third efforts that, when you're TJ and you come out of that halftime, that's what you want to see. So good start here for the Cyclones in this second half.
Alexander whips a pass over to Corbett. His 3 off the back rim. Kalsher fights for the rebound, but it's Corbett getting a second chance. Betson with only 3 points in that first half. He runs over Kalsher and an offensive foul called. Second charge taken for Iowa State today.
This has got to be one of the better charge-taking teams in Iowa State history. It seems like they get anywhere from about 2 to 5 a game, and Jazz usually has half of them.
Right. They don't officially track charges taken, but I would think that'd be something that could be looked into. Iowa State just turns it over. Alexander with the theft and the lay-in. And a couple words for Tyrese Hunter.
If you're TJ, that's the exact sort of lack of focus and attention to detail that you don't want to see coming out of the second half.
Tyrese Hunter yet to score. Kalsher stripped but fouled by Alexander. And that is his 3rd foul. So Dominic Alexander, who's been a presence and a pest tonight, 7 points but 3 fouls.
Chicago State has battled back. I mean, there were times in the first half where you kind of wonder, all right, are they just going to kind of pack it in? Let's all go home and have Christmas break. But no, they've come out and wanted to make this one a game.
Condon with the offensive rebound and follow-up. little impatience here at Hilton Coliseum, but Cyclones up by 13. Condit 4 points and 3 boards. Big hedge by Condit. Russian stripped and stolen away.
Great hands by Kelscher there.
Rockington to Condit, and he can't convert, but he's fouled hard. Condit almost got the Showtime flush over Bai Ba Mandeng.
I think that would have been his second big one of the game.
Condit gets free throws.
You like to see this out of George. I mean, I thought he's come out tonight, really established himself, rebounding the basketball. His weak side or help side defense has been great, taking away shots at the rim, you know, getting out, running the floor.
Makes a free throw.
This team's at its best when he's on the floor playing that way.
Averaging about 6 points and 5 rebounds for Condit. Has 5 tonight and 3 offensive rebounds. All 3 of his boards on the offensive glass, 2 blocks as well for George. And it's a 15-point Cyclone lead. Betson over and Aruna, another offensive foul. The 3rd of the night for Iowa State. You see it's a running joke for Iowa State. Who can take the charge?
Yeah, Iowa State has done a great job all year. Whenever they're tasked with playing a guard that is a dynamic scorer like that guy is, they've really come out and taken those guys out of what they're comfortable doing. And I think some of it is when you've got 3 or 4 guys that you can throw at them throughout the game. That's really hard as a scorer when you've got multiple guys that can guard you the way Iowa State can.
And Aruna just fires it to the bench. Turnover, number 11 for Iowa State. Betson now on the bench for Chicago State. Its leading scorer on the season with just 3 points and 4 turnovers tonight. And who knows where Chicago State goes for offense. Lately it's been Alexander. Corbett also an option. He has it. Spins on Enaruna and is fouled. Jashawn Corbett averages double figures and gets to the free throw line.
Yeah, good strong drive by him, gets to the spin move and gets a shoulder and creates the contact. I think, you know, if you're Chicago State, they had their most success when they were able to turn Iowa State over. So really looking to ratchet up the pressure on the defensive end if I'm them. I think that's where they've got to live in this second half if they're going to get back into this one. And if you're Iowa State, you feel like if you can just take care of the basketball a little bit better and put some quality offensive possessions together, defensively you're locking them down in the half court. And you might be able to put this one away early if you're them.
Corbett played on the under-17 U.S. Virgin Islands team. Spent some time growing up in the Virgin Islands before settling in the Orlando area. And makes the second free throw. It's 40-26. Hunter lost the ball momentarily. Alexander all over him. Cyclones a little spacey with the basketball, and Aruna spins in, and again with the left hand.
And you see some of what I think makes Tristan a unique talent. I mean, to have that sort of coordination and footwork to put the ball on the floor with your left, spin back to your right at 6'8", 6'9". Very impressed with how he's played tonight.
He's nearing an Iowa State high. Off the back rim is Alexander, an 8th rebound for Enaruna. This has been a big plus for Iowa State tonight. Kelscher.
One thing with Tristan, it seems like when he gets a positive play early in the game, it gets him locked in. He starts feeling comfortable out there, and you see the talent come out. I think the adjustment he's got to make is when you don't get that early look, you got to keep playing with confidence. You got to keep going to the offensive glass and doing the things that make you a special player.
And turns it over here. So Chicago State basketball, 16:06 remaining. Grill in for Condit.
You see Iowa State going back to that small ball lineup with Jazz at the 5 and Brockington at the 4.
It's Alexander with it. Interesting lineup for Iowa State. Kuntz back in with those 3 fouls. Kelscher all over Harris. And a timeout called for Chicago State. Well, Cyclones by 16. Defense has been sharp once again. 15:49 remaining on Big 12 Now.
No annual fee on any Discover card.
In the wilderness, fearless and human. Sauvage, the new elixir, Dior.
This is your home. This is your family room / gym. The guest bedroom / music studio. The daybed / dog bed. The living room / yoga shanty / regional office.
How did you guys do it?
/ classroom. And this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home / vacation home. Find yours on the Verbo app.
Personal trainer. Tempo helps you maximize every workout with custom plans and real-time feedback on your form. Powered by 3D Vision, Tempo is the interactive technology that trains you. With thousands of workouts, including strength training to cardio, yoga, boxing, and more. Get ready to discover what you're truly capable of. Tempo. Find your strength.
The Cowboys and Fighting Irish both have a lot left to prove in Phoenix. The PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, New Year's Day at 1 on ESPN.
Final non-conference game before conference play starts in the new year, and the Big 12 is elite this year, particularly on the defensive end. Texas, Baylor, Iowa State, K-State, and Texas Tech all in the top 35 in scoring defense, all under 60 points per game. The defense in the Big 12, it's going to be night in, night out. There are no nights off.
Yeah, and you don't have the Kansas Jayhawks on there, and I can tell you, Bill Self, his teams play great defense as well. So, no, there's going to be a lot of possession-by-possession games that come down to the last minute or two in conference play.
Marble misses, but the rebound kept alive by Corbett. And so we'll head to another media timeout. Cyclones lead it by 16 at Hilton Coliseum. Back after this.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
we are
Job creators.
friends and neighbors, stewards of your dollars and savings. Yes, we
We are so much more.
we are the energy,
Behind your everyday.
and we are
Obsessively.
relentlessly.
At your service.
What's the most complex industry on Earth? It isn't big data or commodities, not genetics or meteorology or even logistics. It's a business that involves them all. It's farming, and we're proud to work with generations of American farmers in the most complex and rewarding industry on Earth.
At US Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less.
Right now, get up to $1,200 off any 5G phone. The choice is yours.
Whether it's adapting the network for a strong signal where you work, or optimizing your coverage where you play, we're always hard at work to make sure our state-of-the-art 5G network works for you.
Up to $1,200 off any 5G phone with no trade-in or hidden fees.
US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
With their strength and versatility, there's almost no job John Deere compact utility tractors can't handle. With their powerful diesel engines and auto connect system, these tractors make your job easier. From mowing to hauling to snow removal, These machines do it all. And right now at Van Wall, you can get a John Deere 1023E for as little as $105 per month. Stop into your local Van Wall today or visit vanwall.com for more details.
When the pandemic arrived, time stood still. But the innovators at Iowa State didn't. Their drive went into overdrive, developing models that track and forecast the virus, making data more accessible to scientists and doctors worldwide, collaborating to expand testing capacity for faster results, exploring a viral testing platform as portable as your phone. This is what a changing world needs. Innovation in overdrive.
Tristan Enaruna has been busy tonight. The Cyclone forward in double figures for just the third time in his Iowa State career. 12 points and 8 rebounds for Enaruna, showing a variety of skills in the post.
Yeah, no, he's been great. I think this team goes to another level when he and Jazz at the 4 position, or sometimes, as we've seen tonight, are on the court at the 4 and the 5. When those two are playing well together, it's just this is a different team on both the offense and defensive end of the floor. They give this team a lot of versatility.
His Iowa State and career high is 15 points against Grambling back on November 21st. Takes a rest right now. Jazz Kuntz into the game with 3 fouls and gets stripped and a near steal. Rescued by Corbett. He puts his head down, and dunking it down is Russian. Corian Russian. 14-point Iowa State lead and more pressure from the Cougars.
Nice couple of dribble drives there by Chicago State and cutting off of that for the baseline dunk. Iowa State doesn't give up many of those.
Whistle away from the ball and a hold called on Chicago State on J.J. Harris. T.J. Altenberger pondering what offense to run. Strong baseline dunk by Russian.
You've earned it when you get one that easy on this team.
Not too often against Iowa State. Traditional defense for Chicago State. Brockington to Grill in the corner, a 3, and buries it. Caleb Grill.
Another nice looking stroke by him, but again, what I like to see is he's taken those ones that aren't obviously there. I mean, he could have, I think 3 weeks ago, again, that's probably one he doesn't pull, but he's grown into his role, he's confident, and he's shooting it like he intends to make every one of them.
Now a steal by Kalsher. Hunter, a run out, look out! First basket of the night for Tyrese Hunter. And the lead at 19 is Iowa State's largest. Quick 5 for the Cyclones. Alexander dancing with Grill. A backup long 2 is off the front iron. Brockington tips the rebound to Kalsher. That was big time. Kalsher a crossover. He attacks. Stays with the Cyclones. Iowa State 4 of its last 4, actually shooting 53% for the game.
And hopefully this dunk here by Tyrese can get him going a little bit. One thing that's happened the last couple of games, teams have been throwing a lot of zones at the Iowa State. What happens as a point guard, and three-point shooting isn't a huge part of his game right now, so you're not going to kill teams in the zone out of the 3. But you don't get as many opportunities to drive as normal, and you know, I think as they see more man-to-man in conference play, he's going to have more opportunities to attack off to the top, but he's been affected the last couple of games by that, and it's good to see him get it going a little bit there in transition.
Betson back in the game, but Kalsher has made his night a long one. Marble on Condit, little discard. Brockington gets rebound number 7. Hunter eyes up the floor to Grill. Grill pulls the trigger. A little more up-tempo at the moment with Betson. Russian impressive, but cannot finish. Did all the hard work. Hunter slides past with the left hand. Rebound follow, no. The third time Brockington does not get it at the rim. Now Betson a 3 to counter. Corbett the follow. He gets free throws. Brockington 3 of 12 from the floor, and he's had about 3 or 4 that are right at the basket.
Yeah, I was going to say he's about 6 inches to a foot from having about 3 just monster dunks in this game. He's been close and continues to go, just coming up just a little bit short.
Still closing in on a double-double is the senior from Philadelphia. Corbet's free throw is good. He has 7 points for the Cougars. They go along with 7 rebounds. Pretty impressive freshman. Under 13 minutes remaining. Corbett knocks a bolt down. He's had double figures in his last 7 and has 8 tonight. Chicago State has attempted 5 more free throws than Iowa State.
And that's a statistic I would pay very close attention to as the season moves forward. The free throw battle. Typically the team that shoots the most free throws, pretty good indicator that they're being the most aggressive offensively and turning the ball over the least. I think if you're the Cyclones, that's something that I would keep very close tabs on. We want to attempt more free throws than our opponents.
Grill deflects the pass away from Marble, but Marble recollects. Harris, a deep trigger. Over to Russian. Another chance for Chicago State. But Marble, or make it Harris, was on the sideline.
And we can analyze a lot of different parts of this Iowa State team. They just continue to guard quality possession after quality possession, whether they're playing great offensively or they're turning it over, or something in between. That's just been the constant. I know TJ's talked about that's the identity of this team, and you know, you can't say enough positive things about the consistency of their defense.
Grill gets his 3rd of the night. He has 11. Grill 3 of 5 from downtown after going 6 of 9 on Sunday. Now, Iowa State has held 6 straight opponents to 64 points or less. All of last year, Iowa State held 4 opponents below 64 points as Corbett banks one in.
You know, and every year you play some, non-conference games, and Iowa State's obviously played some quality opponents and put some really good performances on defensively. But going into conference play, you're kind of thinking to yourself, what's going to carry over? What can we count on? And I think this defense is something. They're going to go in and give teams in the Big 12 trouble with the way they guard.
Kuntz has hit 7 in a row, but he finally misses one. But a foul called, a flop called on Jazz Kuntz. So a flop warning on Kuntz, and Chicago State gets possession after a timeout. So Kuntz had made 7 in a row, misses here, but Caleb Grill's hit 3 of them. Cyclones by 18 at Hilton.
You want a great team? You gotta build it, piece by piece. Start with a few natural-born leaders, old vets who've seen it all, and a few youngsters just getting started. Those with chips on their shoulders and ice in their veins. You find a cast of characters like that, you've got yourself one hell of a team.
Are you ready for the wildest football season to get even wilder? Are you ready to celebrate the first ever Week 18 season finale? Are you ready for Super Wildcard Weekend to extend into Monday? What about going the extra mile when it comes to your food?
That sucker's gonna sell for $1 million.
This is the high gear, high stakes football that kicks off the NFL postseason. Are you ready?
You ready for the surprise?
Resuming moments like these starts with protecting our kids against COVID-19 and dangerous new variants.
Oh, you miss him.
Get the latest facts by visiting getvaccineanswers.org and speaking to your pediatrician or healthcare provider.
And it's really starting to feel like Christmas here.
It's NBA Christmas time. I've been dropping buckets all night long. They ain't stopped me yet.
He's unstoppable.
Put my game to another level. I need a bigger check. Only one with that I got for Christmas. That's to win the title.
Courtside with Scott Christopherson. I'm Brent Bloom. Iowa State leads at 50-32 over Chicago State. The Cougars get into conference play after a break. They open up December 30th in the desert at Grand Canyon, then stay on the road to meet New Mexico State. New Mexico State and Grand Canyon, the top 2 teams in the WAC, expected to be the class of that conference. And as it is for Chicago State, a lot of long road trips to the West Coast when it gets to travel.
Start your conference season out with 2 road games against the 2 best teams. That's
Good
that's
luck.
a gauntlet, yeah.
Very impressive what Gerald Gillian has done with these Cougars. Again, after not winning a game last year, it was the first team to go winless in Division I basketball since 2013. Granted, there were several programs last year who just didn't play at all due to COVID.
And Corbett's been a really impressive freshman for them. I mean, you know, to have what has he got, a double-double already?
Almost, yeah.
Almost, you know, as a freshman. You know, you're seeing that they're getting some things going that they can build around.
Alexander, one of those new Cougar pieces, tries to find it into Baiba Mondang. It's stolen away by Brockington on a run. He's wrapped up. Near intentional foul as 2 hands by Green grabbed onto Brockington. The officials discuss, and it'll just be a common foul. I don't know, though. If there was a clear path situation in college basketball, that may have been, but instead just a common foul.
Yeah, that was close.
And no free throws either. It's the 6th team foul on Chicago State.
If you're a Chicago State fan, that was a smart foul. If you're a Cyclone fan, probably thought they got away with one there.
Cyclones get possession. Condit at the high post. Grill another one. And it's Condit keeping alive his 4th offensive rebound, and he is wrapped up. Back to the free throw line for the Chicago native. Fourth foul on Alexander. He's been one of the go-to options for Chicago State.
George has really made his presence felt in this game on the offensive glass. I don't know how many he has offhand, but he's been very active. Even, you know, as many as he's gotten, there's been just as many that he almost got.
And converts the free throw, 3 for 3 from the line. Condit, senior from Chicago. It's a player that came in after playing for the Puerto Rican national team and had to integrate quickly. A lot of these guys got here in June. He didn't get here until mid-July, but bought in right away. And one of the reasons Iowa State's been successful is his leadership.
Yeah, no, he had a fantastic offseason, and, you know, great for him getting to go and enjoy that experience and also taking advantage of it and playing as well as he has. But you'd never guess that he missed any time with this team. I mean, even being out in New York with those guys on their trip, you can tell he's one of the locker room glue guys for this team.
Green spiraling out of control. The ball finally into the hands of Kuntz. And a 20-point Iowa State lead. Brockington goes downhill and scoops it in. Isaiah Brockington finally buys one. 14 in the game. See how much juice Chicago State has left. A foul here on Grill. Now they're actually going to call it on the help side on Kuntz, and that is his 4th. And Jazz, see the reaction.
Tough night.
Was shocked.
Tough night for Kuntz with some of the foul calls. I mean,
a very short night for him. He had been averaging over 27 minutes per game over the last 4 games, and tonight it's been less than 10.
And I've had a few of those as a player where just for whatever reason that particular night the refs see every little thing you do and you spend the whole night in foul trouble, and those are frustrating. But Jazz is a very mature player. He'll bounce back.
Harris to Corbett. He steps back on Enaruna. Brockington has a double-double. It's his 10th rebound. Grill running with Kalsher. Kalsher baseline and is fouled. 3rd foul on Corbett.
Gabe looks a little more aggressive tonight driving the basketball. I know I've commented on it a couple of times, but I like to see that from him. I think that's kind of the key catalyst offensively. When he does that, you can tell he's built some confidence in him, and all of a sudden he starts to shoot the ball. It looks a little different coming off his hand.
Nice game for Kalsher. 8 points now, 6 rebounds. Make it 6 assists, 2 rebounds, 3 steals. He has a reputation as just a shooter, but there's a little bit more to his game.
Yeah, and reputation, I think, of being a little bit of a streaky shooter, and I think, you've seen him evolve other parts of his game for this team, him having a new role here, and I think that's going to be important for him as he gets into conference play, because Iowa State can't afford to get nothing out of him. He's too valuable for the team, so when his shot's not going, he still needs to impact the game, and he's found ways to do that this year.
Jackson all over Harris, and that's a 10-second violation. What an effort by Trey Jackson.
Trey Jackson doing Trey Jackson things, and it's whether it's making shots or the little things defensively, forcing a turnover, he's given that to this team all year.
J.J. Harris wears number 0 because it says in the Chicago State notes, nobody can guard him. Trey Jackson would argue otherwise after that possession. But for some reason, what are we missing here? It's Chicago State basketball, so maybe the ball went out of bounds first.
Did they get it over half court?
Must
bounce
have.
off someone's foot? And
that could be the
that
ruling,
may have
yes.
happened.
Betson. And Marble is fouled, and the foul's starting to add up in this night contest on a Tuesday.
So is that right? He wears number 0 because nobody can guard him?
That's what it says in the Chicago State notes.
That's a bold proclamation. I wore 0 when I was at Marquette, but I guarantee it wasn't because no one could guard me.
Harris does average 3 points. He's a freshman from Tallahassee. Love the confidence, though. And another foul. This is shades of the Kennesaw State game.
And I'll be curious to see as we get into Big 12 play if some of this stuff, the refs start letting some of this stuff go. Traditionally, when you get into league play, all of a sudden the game gets to be a little bit more physical. I personally am a fan of a little bit more physical style of play. I'm hopeful that it does.
And I'd find out right away. And Baylor is one of the most physical teams in the nation, obviously #1 in the country for a reason. Betson, another whistle, this time a turnover on Chicago State. Is it 17th of the night?
The words of Denzel Washington from Remember the Titans. Let them play, ref.
One of the all-time great movies right there.
It really is.
Enaruna with the left hand and a foul. Tristan Enaruna, one shy of a career high with 14 points.
Another impressive left-handed finish, too. I mean, that's tough. You got a guy leaning on you, and he goes up. He does a great job of creating space with that right shoulder.
And the lead is stretched to 26. Make it 27, and that ties the career high for Enaruna. The junior from Almere in the Netherlands. Played his prep school ball in Utah, then to Kansas, and now at Iowa State. Baiba Mandeng harassed by Enaruna. Harris gets caught in the air over to Corbet's 3. Rebound to Enaruna. And that ties the career high in rebounds.
And if you're TJ, you love to see Tristan have this type of game going into league play. He's a guy they're going to need some productive games out of, and a guy that I can tell is, his confidence has been up at times, it's been down. A game like this can, hopefully get him on a good clip of games here.
He had not been in double figures since the Memphis game in Brooklyn on November 26th. So had gone 5 straight games without double figures. And this is a career high if this free throw goes, and it does. 16 points for Enaruna.
In the last couple, he's had some decent looks around the basket and activity around the glass, and they just rolled out. And as a player, all you need sometimes is just a couple of those bounce your way, and now you just completely different feel and approach to the game, and we've seen that from him tonight.
And he scored 16 points in 19 minutes. Make it 17 for Enaruna. And Iowa State has a 29-point lead. So this has stretched. It hasn't been the most pleasant to watch, but Iowa State is still allowing just 25% shooting from the Cougars. A Betson 3. Another miss. Corbett keeps it alive, and another foul. This one on Iowa State, and free throws for Chicago State. Should be a 1-and-1 if the officials spot it, and they do. Foul on Trey Jackson is only his first. Corbett makes the first free throw. Here is Gerald Gillian, as mentioned, a Florida native. Before he was an assistant coach at Samford in Alabama, actually ran the team breakdown, one of the premier AAU programs in Florida. Has a lot of connections in that state. 28-point Iowa State lead as Corbett splits the pair. Another zone look for the Cougars. Hunter dancing to Jackson, a three. Got it. Trey Jackson off the assist from Hunter.
Great play by Hunter there. Sets him up with the crossover and probes the paint. And I think he's going to have a lot more opportunities to do that in the coming weeks.
And a dunk by Russian off a good feed. Cyclones 5 of 14 from 3. Chicago State is just 1 of 14. Cougars came in averaging over 8 per game. And a steal, a careless near steal, but Hunter picks it back up. So fakes behind the back and an offensive foul. Wipe it off. Hunter called for the charge. And that is Hunter's third foul. Iowa State taking control, leading by 29. A three by number 3, Trey Jackson.
You're never responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card.
This is your living room / yoga shanty / regional office / and this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home / vacation home.
If you want to be fresh, you got to refresh like Subway. Like the new Baja Steak and Jack with tender, thicker cut steak.
Wait, so you're not coming out of retirement?
I'm just here because Subway has so much new, they bought time in this press conference to talk about it. Now, like I was saying, the new Baja Steak also has pepper jack cheese, the new Baja Chipotle sauce.
No, you can't stop talking.
Black olives, a couple pepperoncinis, and some jalapenos.
Today, bring Bond home.
So you're not dead?
Hello, Q, I've missed you.
It's the must-own film event of the year.
This is it.
IGN calls it the best Bond we've ever had. Every mission has led to this. No Time to Die on Blu-ray and DVD.
In the wilderness, fearless and human. Sauvage, the new elixir, Dior.